Hey, it's your girl, Meta Money. I'm here with Mad Slander. This is the second episode of the On the Frontline podcast. Hey, Mad, what's good with you?
Yo, what's poppin'? What's good?
Ain't shit. A nigga just came back from that Benny concert and shit in Philly. Shout out to whole Griselda Records, everybody that turned out. 38 Speech, Dark Low, Fred the Godson was there.
Yo, 38 Speech. Stop saying Speech.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, but man, that man's energy was so crazy. He was in there in all white, and he turned that shit all the way up for niggas. Fire. So yes, salute all across the board. You feel me? That's the only thing. I'm riding high on for all of this, but I came back into this shit, to this whole 6ix9ine situation. 3 days of snitching. On the first day of snitching, 6ix9ine gave to us Trippie Redd and Shotty. You feel me? Second day, he gave us Cardi B and Casanova. Third day, he gave us Jim Jones, which is like mind blowing to me. Like,
he's giving niggas an all-star lineup, yo.
Man, it's not a nigga out there that if you didn't confer with him, talk to him, touch him, he ain't throw your name out there. I think he really trying to get out with time served and shit like that, but I don't really think that's gonna happen in this situation with him. Trust and believe that. But yeah, it brings us to a good ass topic of just like, what's a snitch? So, man, what's your definition of a snitch?
Yeah, man, this is a big thing going on, man. I think people got it confused with regards to what a snitch really is. All right? To me, if you participate in a crime with other people, like what 6ix9ine was doing, he was participating in all that bullshit. And when you get caught up, you get jammed up, and you start snitching to get lesser time, you're a snitch. You're a rat. There's no way around it. Now, what people be trying to do is like he's getting back, because I'm hearing a whole bunch of shit. He's getting back at them, for kidnapping him, trying to kill him. Allegedly, homeboy fucked his baby moms, shit like that. I'm like, I get it, I understand it, but like, nah, he was still participating in the bullshit. So, nah, that nigga's still a rat to me, yo. There's no getting away. There's no getting away with that. That nigga's still a rat, yo.
It ain't no getting around him being a rat. And I'm sorry to cut you off. In his particular situation, my personal feelings, right? Now, he had a situation where he was in court and he was told to disassociate himself with Treyway. He couldn't say Treyway, none of that stuff. The next day, he went on the Breakfast Club and disassociated himself with Treyway in an open platform. And, you know what I mean, the members of his organization, they didn't really feel that. But here's why I don't get it, right? Where, you know what I mean, they was acting a little too street instead of putting the money over the shit. Now, if he can't associate himself with y'all, he's making y'all a lot of money. What is the point? Or what is the difference of disassociating yourself on an open board, but still paying them their money, paying them the money, and them still protecting them, but just not shouting out the game? I don't really understand. They took that as a disrespect to him and decided that they were going to violate him because they felt that he crossed the line for the organization, which...
The thing is with that, there's internal shit that I know, right? That somebody high up told me, right? And it all makes sense. I don't want to talk about it because it's real personal shit, right? So, but it's internal shit that was going on. And in a nutshell, the money wasn't being spread around. You understand what I'm saying? The way they orchestrated the shit.
It's crazy because I got sources.
It wasn't being spread around the way they thought it was going to go down. So everything started becoming internal turmoil. So,
I'm gonna tell you that's not even a real thing because I got inside sources too in music in general. the management gets paid, not the artist. The artist doesn't get paid firsthand. It goes to the manager. And being that their manager was part of this situation, he was definitely getting the money first. Now, it wasn't trickling down to 6ix9ine the right way, and he felt slighted by this instance himself. But at the same time, it's like no way you're getting around it. These people, you're gonna get paid by these people. These people gotta pay you. Like, the artist is gonna pay you. Then you take the legal approach to it. If an artist is not doing that properly, you just don't sit there and say you're gonna dust the man off, because you're going to get all of that stuff, whatever 6ix9ine signed on to in the beginning of this, money wise or whatever. If it was any type of agreement, be it verbal or a signed signature, he's gonna have to give them their money. Now, I feel that they really sat there and decided to take street credibility or the code of their organization over the money. Now, certain instances, that's okay. In this instance, because the money was so strong, like 6ix9ine was the hottest artist out there, I think that they went about that shit the wrong way.
Point blank, period. Them niggas is snitches, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning that. I'm not giving him a way out.
Nah.
Son was a part of that shit, man. I don't care if he was manipulated or not, man.
He
was grown, dude. He was 20. Like, come on, B. Like, nah. You get what I'm saying?
He's grown, but he didn't understand street code. Even though you play a part in some shit, you might not understand the inside outs of it. Like, just because you the water boy, don't necessarily know how the fucking play is being drafted. So I don't give him no, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mad, right? Like, I was taking this shit kind of like on the back burner and stuff like that until he just like started naming people that really had nothing to do with his situation and trying to get people in trouble. Like, the people to me, like, he really snitched on was Cardi B and Jim Jones. Like, niggas have absolutely nothing to do with that. Like, he talked about his beef with Trippie Redd and stuff like that. So if you got a beef with a nigga and you want to be salty and sick, you want to get the nigga in trouble, you just do some shit like that because you already on the line.
See, my thing is this, right? I don't feel bad for nobody in this situation. Them niggas all getting what they deserve, dude. Like, it is what it is.
What did Jim Jones do?
No, not as far as Jim Jones, nah. But at the same time, it's like, he implicated, y'all should do something. Now, they could spin that shit and say he had influence because he's a rapper, he got money, he's some big blood or whatever. You get what
he's
I'm
the
saying?
influence. Like, he's the capo. Understand? He's been
he's
telling you this for years.
You get what I'm saying? So they can use all of that and indict him for that shit.
Most certainly.
And let his lawyer fight it. Hopefully he got a good lawyer, and his lawyer can, you know what I'm saying, they can have that shit thrown out. But I don't know, man. They could. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It's
like,
crazy.
Like on another, like on the flip side, I'm gonna tell you what's not a snitch. Some niggas be thinking like, if you walking down the street, right?
And
you see a drive-by, you know what I'm saying? He pull up in the hood and start shooting the block up, and a kid get hit. Then you know who did it. If you was to tell on the nigga, be like, yo, nah, he shot that kid. That's not snitching, dude. To me, that's justice. That's not snitching.
That's justice.
That's not snitching, yo. If a nigga shooting in the crowd and he just reckless, he's shooting innocent people, and get that nigga off the street. It is what it is. That's not snitching to me.
Let me give you another situation.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you something else too. Say if I'm beefing with somebody, just regular, like if I get into a situation, the nigga pull out the hammer, we start fighting, whatever. Like he shoots my man, right? Me and him beefing or whatever. He pulls out. He start dumping, and my man get hit and he gets killed. And then me and homeboy get at it. You get what I'm saying? We start fighting. I take the gun from him, and I start shooting back. You get what I'm saying? Is that Now, in a nutshell, we get jammed up. Now, I'm cool as long as I say, yo, who I was shooting at. You get what I'm saying? Who killed my man or who tried to shoot me? So if not, I'm doing 25 years.
Alright.
I'm telling my homeboy, son. I'm keeping a buck.
That's because y'all enemies, but that's
self-defense. That's self-defense.
That's a part of snitching. Your first instance, right? Your first situation with the random and somebody witness. That's a witness. You understand? That person is not going about their way or had nothing to do with the situation to go and tell on you, because there's levels to this snitch shit, right? So that first person that just witnessed the shooting and stuff like that, they're a witness. They have no association with the street. They don't have nothing to personally gain by trying to get you out the way. That is a witness. Now the second instance, because y'all out there banging with each other, y'all got a beef with each other, it's probably a street problem. You're supposed to keep it a street issue. This is the same situation happened with Tex in Troy Ave. The one you just described there is that type of situation where I'm going to call Troy Ave a snitch because, yeah, you know that so-and-so did this shit, but you really told on the situation to save yourself and to get this nigga out of your hair. That's a snitch to me.
It was, from what I've seen, right, from what I know of the case.
Mm-hmm.
If Troy Ave point homeboy out and be like, nah, it was him. He shot at me. He shot at my man. I'm not. He's supposed to do 25 years because he don't want to say it was him. Come on, my nigga. You're not doing that. You're not doing a 25-year bid.
That doesn't mean that you're not snitching, though. You understand what I'm saying?
How is he right? How is he ratting, though? I don't understand. I'm from the hood. Like, I'm from the, like, I get it.
Likewise.
But I don't see that as snitching.
You saving yourself. You feel me? So I understand what you mean by that.
I'm not doing 25 years if I could tell you. I'm not doing 25 years for a nigga or for some shit I didn't do. I'm not doing that, my nigga. Like,
nah.
He picked the gun up and he started shooting back. That's self-defense.
He started shooting at this nigga well after the fact. This is what I'm saying, though.
The guns. Listen. It was self-defense. All he has to do is he'd be like, yo, listen. Because that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. Who were you shooting at? Who did this? Because it's self-defense.
Yeah, you know, like, it'd be better instances and stuff like that when, you know, when stars get into problems, there's always supposed to be a fall guy, because somebody's going to get booked, somebody's going to get bagged, somebody's going to do this, that, and the third, and somebody's supposed to step up to the plate and be like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da, because they're going to know they're going to be taken care of. But, you know, in that instance, it's kind of tricky because, like, you know, they both was on some hater shit, and why not say, nah, it was him, it did this, because you're gonna get this nigga out the way. That's why sometimes to me a snitch is anybody who disrupts the order of things for personal gain. Like, for Tex to be locked up gave Troy Ave some breathing space on the street. You know what I mean? This is a nigga on his neck. This is a nigga coming at him. It gave him some breathing space. But I want to give like another scenario in this, right? Because like I said, it's levels. You run a trap, right? You run a trap and your trap doing good, so you got a lot of traffic at your trap. The lady across the street sees the traffic and she calls the police on you. Did she snitch on you?
If the lady's not involved in nothing and she's a fucking tax-paying citizen, she's a civilian. Whether you like it or not, she has all the right to say what she want to say. She want to be like, yo, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, she's telling, but at the same time, no, she's telling, no doubt. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna hold. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You are. You're gonna treat that lady that dropped a dime on you, that civilian that just didn't mind their business or didn't come to you and be like, hey, slow it down between these hours and that hours, that went directly to the police. You gonna treat them just like you treat them, your man's in the game that told on you. You're going to have the same effect. You're going to try to take them out.
Listen, me personally, I've been in these situations before.
Likewise.
I'll pull a nigga to the side and be like, yo, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just please don't bring that shit around here. Keep that shit over there. Keep that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you, do you. Don't bring that shit to my door. Don't bring that shit around. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You see the kids running around, slow that shit down.
That's a gangster's code that gangsters supposed to live by once a civilian.
I'm not on a nigga, man. I'm just not. It's like me. I'm not gonna tell on that man for selling drugs. That's you know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna do that. But if it's affecting, they just say when I come out my house, I see a fucking line of zombies outside. I'm like, yo, we gotta talk, my nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's different. Like, I will pull a nigga to the side. I'm not calling the cops on this shit. Like, that's I'm not doing that. It is, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's levels and
it's definitely levels. There's levels where civilians
step. That's the rat shit. I'm not doing that.
When a civilian step out their way, you're gonna treat them just like they in the game because they're trying to disrupt the order of things you have going on. And they didn't take the proper way. So, like, that's why I said it's levels of snitching now.
I will move. One case, I will move. I ain't snitching on a nigga.
I'm going to tell you, like, some people are so big and got so much going on that they allowed to snitch and walk around free. You feel me? Because they can do that and get out and ain't nobody going to test them. Ain't nobody going to bring it to them. Ain't nobody going to come to their door on no bullshit because they know the level of violence that shit might cause in the community, and they leave them alone. Like, keep
it a buck. Keep it a buck. Is it because niggas is scared, or is it because maybe these niggas is being watched? So it's like you don't really want to fuck with homeboy.
Yo, if you have a name for yourself in the street as you get busy for real, you feel me? You got a strong murder game and shit like that. It's in everybody's best interest to leave you the fuck alone at all costs.
But he snitched.
He snitched, so you might not do no business with this man. You feel me? You might not do no business with him, but as for like a retaliation or not letting him live or trying to call him out and shit like that, that's not gonna happen. Like 6ix9ine is different. 6ix9ine will be the one where niggas could point their finger and be like, you bitch ass nigga, this, that, the third. But somebody like Alpo and shit like that, you're not gonna necessarily do that to because you know that shit can get real hectic real fast. Dealing with a nigga like that.
Right, so the term snitches get stitches. Is that bullshit? Is that just just that smoke?
That's not.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not bullshit. That's not bullshit. That's some real shit because they do. And like I'm telling like civilians and stuff like that who wanna put their matters in their own hand. They want to clean up their community and stuff like that. It's ways to go about doing this. But this is another thing too where niggas that hustle need to have an elevated gameplay involved too. Where you're not. This is one of the things like I strive for, like in the game, like to not have this not having violence on your property, not bringing all this attention to yourself because you think this is what a trap lifestyle or a hustler lifestyle is supposed to entail. Like, no, like, you know what I mean? It's a way to do everything. And especially like, listen, we used to throw parties and shit like that, right? And you throw party and stuff like that, like, yo, I'm paying the neighbors to let me rock. I'm going to go to the neighbors like, nah, you might not be able to come, but I'm like, listen, here's a couple dollars, you feel me? I got to do this, let me rock. Or, you know what, you go to the neighbors, be like, I got family coming in this week, you going to see kind of height, at the height of some shit, like some shit just dropping, we trying to get our shit together. I'm going to personally do that just because I know the ways of the game. Now, everybody just think because they sell drugs, they some boss and it's nothing higher than them and nobody's better than them, bigger than better than them, so they don't know how to bow down and be humble in the game. You know, the mentality of how to hustle has to change, and a lot of these like outside things like civilians telling and shit like that'll be different. Now, a witness is a witness. Somebody witness some shit, and the witness don't, or necessarily all the time, witnesses do not cooperate because they feel that level of violence in there. You know, the bold ones do, and it should be commended, especially in instance where, like, somebody out there loose with the grip and something and hit a kid and all of that shit. Like, homie, these supposed to be targeted, well-orchestrated moves, not just you got high one night and decide to bust off in a crowd. You know what I mean? So, like, until everybody gets, like, a stronger idea and, like, a real conception of what hustling really is about and what the consequences is to your actions on an everyday level, Like, the game is gonna be so shaky and shit because everybody feels it's this thing of showing off. I get the best. I do this and I got the shit jumping the hardest. And all of this bullshit come around me because I know a lot of gangsters and shit like that. I've had the privilege of really being friends with sons of street legends and shit like that. And like, everybody gets their idea of how to move in the game from the 80s. It's this wild cowboy mentality, this wild west, da 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 da.
The thing, like me personally, just the moral, the moral of the story, stay out of shit, man. If you're not built for that, stay out of it, yo. You're not built for the consequences. There's consequences to everything, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta prepare for the consequences.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know what it is, yo. Don't act tough or don't get into some shit. And then when shit jumps off, you run with your tail between your legs, and now you run into the cops, you snitching, you doing all types of shit. You stay out of it. Be yourself. Just stay out of it. Period. Do you. It's okay to be yourself and do you and stay in your lane.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for kids on the come up because a lot of these kids get drafted into this lifestyle. They don't really have a guidance out there, so they get drafted. This is what happened with 6ix9ine. He got drafted into a lifestyle based off of his potential or talent, and that's what happens with anybody on the block. Like the game now gets passed down generational wise, like, you know what I mean, and stuff on a level. But like, you still need workers, you still need recruitment. It's still a real life thing that goes on out there, and like, you might see Shorty and you want him on the team, and so you try to mold them and you try to do this shit, but you're not. It's hard if you don't pick the right person to try to mold, for them to say no to the lifestyle. The lifestyle is not something that's easy for these youths to just be like, nah, when they see how hard their parents gotta work, or they only got one parent and they struggling, they see the money you making, you promoting your brand out there as a hustler. It's very hard for the youth to be like, do this, but that doesn't mean that loyalty is gonna be attached with that shit. So everybody gotta be real careful.
When it pertains to that, I blame the elders, yo. Seriously. Because it stems from the adults. You have to set that example. You gotta show them the right path. You understand what I'm saying? Don't bring them in. If I'm not bringing my kid into what I'm doing. If I'm doing some illegal shit, it's not that easy. You don't have to be a product of your environment.
Not at all.
That's an excuse. You don't have to be a product of your environment. Just because you from the hood don't mean you gotta be. You get what I'm saying? You gotta survive and do what you gotta do, but you don't have to partake in what's going on outside. You can just keep it moving. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You don't have to be a product of your environment. That's an excuse to me. That's just, you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's just right in front of me, so why not? Nah, you ain't got to do that. You can go left. You ain't got to go right. You know what I'm saying?
When it's the youth involved, somebody does need to step in and do that. You know what I mean? Role models start in the house. I'm a big advocate of that. And, times is changing where, a lot of people are stepping more up to the plate and, taking people.
Not even about role models, because role models, that's a title. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like doing the right thing, man. Just, if you see a kid doing dumb shit out the street or whatever, you be like, yo, what's up, whatever. You take him out there, you kind of remove him from that setting, whether you take him to the movies, you know what I'm saying? You take him out to go hang out somewhere, whatever. You vibe with him, you talk with him. You show him another way, as opposed to just like, yo, you just letting him do him, or letting her do, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people turn a blind eye to just the systemics of what goes on in the community and stuff like that. That's why I'm an advocate to try to pull the youth out of certain things, show them the right way. You know what I mean? Steer clear of certain instances and stuff like that. But in our community, the drug trade is ever gonna be there. It's always gonna be that second choice, and it just like for us as a community, knowing that this is a way to get money, this is a way a lot of businesses get open in our community through drug money. This is a lot of reasons why property gets purchased in our community. They sit there and they say that, you know, the black dollar only stays in the community for 6 hours, but it stays in the street much longer than that. It gets right back into our hands on the street level. People don't understand that. So I always encourage the hustlers. Anybody who knows me knows this, that I encourage the hustlers to back the regular people in the community. It don't gotta be this big thing like everybody always assumes, like the money is at such a large quantity. Only very few people is at that level, but it's a lot of people out here getting it. They are fucking, you know, self-ordained hustlers, that they found their little niche in this shit and they make it work for them. And there's certain things you have to do once you do get a couple dollars in the game to make sure that the community stays strong. You understand? One of the first thing niggas need to do is stop serving their community. I'm gonna be honest with that shit.
That's what. But you know what? That sounds good. Don't serve the people who look like you. You get what I'm saying? Don't serve your people, but at the same time, that's who's giving you the money.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like the money's there. So motherfuckers don't care.
That shit really regional because it's not all the way like that. Like you know what I mean? You live in a place like that, but if you the one with the best out there, you put your mans on whatever, and your mans go out there and he does his thing. Like, you serve one level, it's always two parts of the game. But you don't never, like, niggas out there serving their own mama and doing all type of shit. What type of nonsense had that ever been? Like, I ain't never gonna help my mom get high or her friend get high or some nonsense like that. And I ain't talking about weed and shit like that. I'm talking about other shit. Like, you feel me? You took a personal offense on yourself. You chose $1 over your bloodline. I never had no respect for nobody like that. Cause like, even if my mom is dealing with a nigga that get high or whatever, you can't deal with this nigga getting high. I'm definitely not gonna help him get high and be around you. So everybody gotta just stop putting the power of $1 over real conditions of the community. Like, yeah, the money is there, but you see how you crippling your whole community. I know one nigga one time, right? He's serving everything moving. He got the whole town buzzed. I used to live everywhere, mad. So he got the whole town buzzing and caused a whole bunch of robberies and a whole bunch of shit like that to happen. Once you see that type of shit start happening, you gotta stop it. It's up to you. You can't put sometimes yourself over the conditions of the masses. Everybody gotta be a little, like, stop being so selfish in this shit a little bit. Like, you know, it do sound good and it do work. Like, trust me, first-hand knowledge, first-hand experience, everybody know I do not deal with members of my community on that level. Not at all. Because they ain't got no place here. Certain things just don't work for us in our community. Like, niggas shouldn't do coke. Niggas shouldn't do crack. Niggas shouldn't do meth. Niggas shouldn't do pills because we can't function on that shit properly for long periods of time like the other members of the community can. Like, the other members outside our community, they could do that shit. They could get coke high and dumb stupid and do whatever the fuck they want at a high level. Like, it don't work like that for us in here. So once you see that it is becoming a problem, for real, you gotta let that shit go. Like, just let that shit go. Like, you know what I mean? Clean up in your fucking town and shit like that. Don't get high on your own supply. Make sure your own motherfucking community ain't getting high off of some shit you pushing out there. It's crazy as hell. It do sound good. It could be implemented too if enough niggas just had the same thought process and the mentality. That's why I don't never drop those type of statements and stuff like that when I am doing what I do and I talk to people that I'm dealing with and stuff like that, because I'm somebody, I watch everything that's moving. And like, you serving a bad batch in your community, you done killed 6 mothers in the fucking 2 weeks time or some shit like that, and you ain't gonna stop. Somebody need to take you off of here. Like, you don't need to be getting no money. You're not doing it the right way. So everybody gotta watch everybody in the game too.
Moral of the story is, yo, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Period. End of story.
That's a fact.
Yo, you can't. It's not for you, man. That shit ain't for everybody, yo.
No, it's not. It ain't worth it. Like, if you don't got enough money at any given time to get a lawyer and do all of this, so you ain't prepping, if you're not preparing yourself and your family for when the fall happens, because it happens to everybody. Nobody gets notoriety and then shit until they lock the fuck up. Let's keep that in mind. You might be a local area legend or whatever have you, but you're never going to get nationwide coverage until you lock the fuck up. They're never going to make a gangland about you until you lock the fuck up. So, you know what I mean? Everybody got to keep in mind that and prepare for the consequences if you out here doing big things like that. That's all. Shit is real nuts. It's crazy because it's kind of like drawn to another topic that's good and stuff like that, because it comes into this place of, you know, how 6ix9ine got on really, and how he got put out there. The person who put him out there was Academics. You feel me? Have a million followers YouTube. It tries to be a voice of, you know, what's going on out there, newer artists, younger artists and stuff like that. And it brings up the question of, you know, hip-hop journalism and what lines people should follow, what lines shouldn't be crossed when it comes down to being a hip-hop journalist.
What do you mean what lines should be crossed?
Like, if, all right, you have an artist and you know that they're not promoting things that's healthy and conductive for the community. As a journalist, do you attach yourself to an artist just for notoriety? Or, you know what I mean, do you try to find somebody else? Do you try to push a different narrative along?
Listen, it is what it is. Like, it's all about money. You know what I'm saying? It's all about money, notoriety, fame. That's what these niggas chase, right? So if I'm a journalist, hold up, wait. Academics brought out 6ix9ine, like that was his protege, like that was his man, like he just brought him out. Like,
on a multimedia level, the first time anybody heard of 6ix9ine was through Academics. Academics had the little rainbow hair kid on the steps out there. He was in Harlem, I think the first video was, or some shit like that. And Academics is who put him out there. And since he seen the, you know, how well he was being received, then it was just Academics is who put 6ix9ine on a major scale.
First of all, I think he's a plant anyway. He's an Academics. I think he's a plant. Like, niggas put him there. I think he's a setup. That's just what it is. He's there. Somebody put him there for a reason. He don't know shit about hip hop. He can't debate no real hip hop head. Why is he on a major platform?
Because it's his own platform. This is the one thing about DJ Academics.
No, I'm talking about Complex. Because we can all have our own.
Oh, you on Complex, platform. But this the one thing about, yeah, we all can. And once you get to a fact of that, then people are interested in you and they want to sign you to their label. This is what just happens. But DJ Academics, he built his brand solo. He chose this one, he just do this one fucking show that nobody really holds no interest in no more. He was hand chosen by the people who initially started the show, which was Joe Budden and stuff like that, because he have 1 million followers and he could put advertisement into the show. You feel me? So he was handpicked by that. Like, the term industry plant is really weird to me, right?
Like look, he causes, I don't want to say havoc, but like, this nigga don't know what he talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ask him certain shit, it's like he looks like you with a stupid ass face, like as if you don't know what you're talking about. Like, he's good for like the trippy wags, shit like that, like Lil Uzi and motherfuckers like that. Like,
yeah, new niggas.
I can't. You can't. It's not that I don't know of them. I don't listen to them. That's not my music, yo. Like, that's it. So if you ask me certain shit about them, I'm gonna be like, yo, I don't even know. Like, that's not my lane. Like, I can't fix myself willingly to go listen to, like, say, like, a Lil Pump or Lil Xan or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like
right.
Uzi.
But this is the
I can't. You know, or any one of these crazy little niggas. I can't do it.
This the reason why he was picked for a show is because he current, and not only is he current, he steers a lot of influence in hip hop when it comes down to certain these artists. This is why he's chosen for that, because he can have the conversation about Lil Uzi Vert, who's gonna be on the chart more than, you know what I mean, the legends that preceded him and stuff like that. This is one of the reasons why he was chosen to do this show, because he's current as hell with upcoming artists, and he breaks artists. He breaks artists on his page and stuff like that. Academics, though, he's a news rehasher, and that by now he have a lot of sources and stuff like that, so he'll break some stuff, some news things before anybody hear it, because he have inside sources. He's been in the game that long. Like, Academics really been in the game a long ass time and built this shit up from scratch for himself. But what he's doing with it right now, that shit is just really, really crazy. You feel me? Like, it's different type of hip hop journalists. Like, what you feel about Charlamagne the God, man?
He does his job very well.
He
does.
It
is what it is. Like, he does his gig well, man.
Right.
You know, he plays the game well.
He doesn't break artists. He doesn't do this. He's a tabloid journalist. You feel me?
I mean that's not. He's a journalist, not a DJ or like a producer. Like, he's not. Mm-hmm. His job isn't to break artists. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He works at a radio station. Like, you feel me? Yeah, I understand that. They have a news person on the show, but I'm just trying to show the different types of levels of journalism in what we do, because somebody will not understand Charlamagne's position.
It's not journalism. That's gossip. The Breakfast Club is gossip.
Now, but let me tell you how influence is, though. If Charlamagne the God said an artist is trash, would you listen to that fact?
No.
You wouldn't listen to it. You don't think?
No. Charlamagne doesn't define what's good and what's hot. You get what I'm saying? Neither does Ebro. Neither does anybody else, for that matter.
I was about to say, is there anybody who really does?
The radio doesn't define. They just play whatever's on a circuit that is moving. You get what I'm saying? They don't dictate what's hot. The people dictate. You get what I'm saying? Us, the people. I don't listen to them for anything in regard. Who fucking listens to the radio anyway?
I keep saying a lot of people listen to the radio, man. A lot of girls listen to the radio, and girls are one of the most supportive, put their dollars and cents into the music industry. A lot of people listen to the radio because, like I said, radio is still the freest form of musical entertainment. Like, you cannot go to YouTube or any of these streaming platforms if you don't have access to Wi-Fi or cable capabilities. But you can listen to the radio regardless. Even if you don't even have electricity in your crib, you got a radio with a battery, you can still know what's going on. You can still listen to the radio. So that's why I don't never discredit it, because it's still the freest thing. Like, everybody ain't well off. Everybody not even middle class. There's a lot of lower class niggas out here go to the library every day to get online and stuff like that. But the radio's still rocking.
Listen, I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
The bridge is crossed.
I don't listen to it. There's nothing they play that I'm interested in.
I personally do listen to the radio because I got the option. I listen to the radio, and when I go into other people's towns and shit, the radio lets me know what's going on in the town for that weekend before anything else will.
Listen.
If you touch down, let me tell you, as on some hustler shit, if you touch down in a town that ain't yours, and you turn on the radio's gonna tell you what parties popping off that weekend. The radio's gonna tell you what hot spot is going on. The radio gonna tell you what's the food to get in the city.
Listen. You wanna know something? I've been out here in Florida for almost 5 years, right? In St. Petersburg, in particular. Ask me, do I know what the radio station is over here?
That's crazy.
I don't fucking know, because I don't listen to it. Like, I'm not. Like, I know what's circling out here because I'm in the clubs. Like, I go party, I hang out and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what music they playing. You get what I'm saying? And none of that shit is just regular club shit. I don't listen to. What I'm gonna listen to the radio for? I got my phone. I can. The computer. I can just access whatever music I want.
That's you. I'm saying it's a lot of people out there that's not like that. And guess what though? Radio is still the most edited form of music readily available. We can't discredit music on the radio, because if you have a business, you don't necessarily want your business to be playing curse words and shit like that. You're going to have the radio on. If you work in the office and y'all allowed to listen to music, it gotta be friendly for all ears and stuff like that. Don't discredit the radio.
Listen, the radio's been trashed for years. I don't listen to that shit. I listen to it. See, like if Flex is ranting, he's ranting and talking shit about somebody, I'll go listen to it. like I'll go listen to it. I'll be like, let me see what he's talking about and who he's talking shit about. Other than that, or depends, like if they interviewing somebody, depends on who they're interviewing, or like they doing a freestyle or something, like Flex does his freestyles or whatever. I'll watch the video. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm not tuning in like that. It depends. Like I'm not willingly just all the time. Like, let me go see what's on the radio.
I definitely get what you're saying, but you know what I mean. You go into the soul food spot in your community and stuff like that. If they're listening to the radio, if they're listening to music 9 times out of 10, it's the radio, because that's just a friendlier environment for ears, just because of editing and you know what I mean. They can't have curse words and stuff like that because it's not good for business. So you know, I don't never discredit the radio at all, because you might not listen to it and you got all this technology and stuff like that. Everybody is not like that.
The radio. Why are you defending these clowns? I don't care about that shit.
I'm not listen, let me tell you something. What you don't care about don't mean that shit is not what's going on. And a lot of niggas need to stop thinking like that just because you could hop in your whip and shit like that.
There's so many other outlets you could go to.
Name outlet that you could go to that you don't have to use the internet for. Name it.
I don't care.
See? That be the fucking problem with niggas. Niggas don't never just want to fucking care for a second. Because the nigga with the hoopty, they ain't got no aux cord and none of that shit in they fucking car. Right now, they listening to the fucking radio. The 16-year-old that just got they fucking whip and they shit is a 1992 and with a tape deck and the shit is still out there listening to the radio. And what they're into is actually being played on the radio. That's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all not even listening to the youth and what the youth is listening to. That's why y'all get stuck up here and stuck out here by the youth and shit like that. Not being conscious of what the fuck they into. I want to know what the youth is into. You know why? So when the youth fucking sit there and say some sideline shit out their mouth, I know what the fuck they talking about. They about to set me up. They about to rob me. They might be sitting out here making a reference to some slang I don't fucking know about, but I need to know about to make sure that I'm good in the hood and I'm good on the street. Y'all niggas be sitting in these fucking circles by yourselves. Trust me.
My ears are always open and in tune to what the fuck is going on.
All right.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not oblivious. Just because I don't fuck with something, that don't mean I'm not, like, I don't know what's going on. I just don't fuck with it. That don't mean I don't know who's who and what's what.
Okay.
What's popping and what's not. I just don't fuck with it. It's easy to say, yo, oh, you never heard of this because you don't listen to it, or you don't know what you're talking about because I could tell you never listen to him or her or whatever. Like, yo, my nigga, I know exactly what's going on. I just don't fuck with it. Point blank, period.
Don't sound like it.
I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like these niggas where, like, these niggas love what they hate. You know what that means? They love what they act like they hate. If I don't like something, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Period. End of story. It's not that I don't know it exists.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you're not the common denominator in shit with that. Like,
it's not for me no more. The radio's not for me.
That's right. I said that. I said it's very age indicative. It's very like business orientated and stuff like that. When it comes down to black radio, hip hop ain't the only shit that rocks on the black radio. Let me explain that to you. There's other channels out there. Steve Harvey is not on Hot 97. You know, Tom Joyner is not on motherfucking 105.1. You understand? There's a lot of other variables involved. Like R&B played at a high level is played on other black radio stations, but we so involved in hip hop, we don't even fucking understand the multitude of range that we really do have now on the radio.
Hold on. When you say black radio station,
black
right?
radio stations. What do you mean? What do I mean by that? Black radio stations.
Black radio stations, like yo.
Channel, black stations, black shows. Things that play, I don't care who owns it, but guess what? They're putting out our music all day, all night, 24 hours a day. So they're playing hip hop and R&B. You go into a small town, you don't really have access to all of those things and stuff like that. Like major cities and stuff might have 5 or 6 channels that they play, and it's really one and two for hip hop, but it's about 3 for other music that we deal with. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? You can't sit there and just discredit the radio and stuff because based off of you don't listen to this or you don't listen to that. So when I say a black radio station, I do mean a black radio station that plays black music, hip hop and R&B, not the fucking 80s, the old 80s channels that be on these radio stations, not the all country ones, not the motherfucker playing pop all day, not the niggas that's playing fucking EDM all day. I'm talking about black radio stations that when you hear it, you know it's associated with our music. That's what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
All right, you feel me? But that just goes off this thing with journalism and stuff like that, because who's some journalists you revere in the game, though? Let's keep it funky.
Journalists?
Yeah, like, hip hop journalism 101. Who is some that you revere in the game? Let's have a conversation about the legends and get them.
I mean, the GOATs. Ralph McDaniels, he's the GOAT.
Right.
The GOAT media. You got Fat Five Freddy. You get what I'm saying? Like Doggy Diamond.
Diamonds.
He's my generation. You know what I'm saying? So I came up watching Video Music Box. And then after that, it was Fat Five Freddy. He was on MTV.
Right.
You know, he did a lot of memorable interviews, and you know, he was dope. Who else? Doggy Diamonds, man, that's it.
It is really Doggy Diamonds, and I just want to let everybody be clear and let the people know, right? If you outside of our era, you younger than us, and you're really like in the hip hop, you're a hip hop historian. When it comes down to Doggy Diamonds, he has single-handedly put out the most work about rappers on the come up in the era. Interviews, like really thought processes involved with hip hop when it comes down to East Coast rap. It's like if you do a research on East Coast rappers from the beginning till now, Doggy Diamonds he's that guy. You're not gonna not run across him, and everybody needs to really pay him more respect.
He's versatile too. He's diverse. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't just do hip hop.
No. I'm not saying that. But if you really
he doesn't just do hip hop, but I mean he can do it all. I mean, just look at his resume. Just go on his YouTube, Doggy Diamonds TV. Even when he was with Forbes DVD, he was behind the camera. When he was with the Come Up DVD with Fendi, he was behind the camera.
He's been in everybody's hands in it since day one.
He did all the interviews. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta respect that man.
Most certainly.
And then he don't. My thing is this, right? He never bent over for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like he never compromised himself, his brand for nothing. You know what I'm saying? To come up.
Right.
Wherever he's at now, he earned that shit. You get what I'm saying? And I always salute him any chance I get, because he's one of the reasons why I wanted, you know, like we doing what we doing right now.
That's a fact. He's a strong influence.
So he's probably one of the main reasons why we doing what we do right now. You get what I'm saying? Him, and I don't know if you want to call Star a journalist. He's a he's a shock jock. You know, he's a radio shock jock. But Star Buck Wild, man.
It's still awesome. That's journalism.
Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT to me. He's the GOAT of shock jock radio.
Yes.
He's the GOAT. Period. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact. Nobody get that shit popping like him.
He's the reason why we talking shit the way we talk shit. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, he opened the door for that.
He's the reason why
for our community, he opened the door for that.
And he's the reason why we take a lot of shit from him. You get what I'm saying? Or whether you know it or not, he's the reason why Charlamagne talks the way he talks.
Most certainly.
He's the reason why Ebro talks the way he talks. You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to admit it or not, he's the reason why we all are able to talk shit the way we talk shit. Because of him. He's the stem.
Yeah, he's the one.
Prior to him, I never heard nobody talk crazy to motherfuckers like that on the radio and say ruthless shit.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he used to say some crazy shit, and he's still relevant to this day. You get what I'm saying? Like, he still has influence. He's still a factor in the game. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he's a factor in the game. You gotta salute anybody who maintained their independency. You know what I mean? Throughout things, he did have a little tenure on that same show at Complex, and like when somebody like that gets on a major platform like Complex or whatever, you really, you know it ain't gonna last long, but you really happy that they giving him the notoriety. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of bringing the two eras together.
You know who else inspired to? She's a GOAT. Wendy Williams. Say what you want about her. Wendy Williams was on the radio. Charlamagne was under her.
Right.
Wendy Williams been exposing these rappers that's gay and all that shit.
Wendy Williams is a GOAT.
She was more on a gossip tip, but she opened the doors for a lot of shit that's going on right now.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
She's like I call her like the male version of Star. You get what I'm saying? But she was more on the top, you know what I'm saying, on the gossip shit, but she used to talk shit and
oh yeah,
and blow niggas up and all that.
She used to be in niggas' faces. You know? There's a lot of beef cause of her, a lot of, you know what I mean, name drops all the time.
For her. She's definitely a GOAT. She's definitely Ed Lover, of course.
Yes, Ed Lover.
And Lisa and Dre, you get what I'm saying? Lisa like they was dope.
On some crazy shit too, like maybe not hip hop but community orientated. I always give enough respect for Lisa Evers and shit like that, because she would come every week and try to highlight what was going on in the community. Like, it's not that
Street Soldiers.
Yeah, Street Soldiers and stuff. So
I think she still does that on Hot 87. I think she does it.
She still does it. It actually comes on TV now. It comes on TV every weekend on Fox. Well, I don't know in everybody's area and stuff like that, but it comes on TV. It's actually a visual show now that comes on TV every weekend and stuff. So
she used to fuck with the dude from the Guardian Angels, Curtis Sliwa.
I don't know.
Niggas don't know about Curtis Sliwa, the Guardian Angels. Do your homework. Well, yeah, niggas hated him.
Crazy shit. Angie Martinez, another one out there. She's like, you know what I mean?
Love Angie, but she's more or less right now. She's solidified. She's cemented.
Yeah, she's cemented. Right, we talking about on the come up.
I don't like her. I don't like her interviews no more though.
Why not?
She's too buddy. She's too buddy, smiling niggas face. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no like. I don't look for her for like. This is my thing, right? If you're gonna do interviews, or I don't call it interviews, like I like to have conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call it interviewing them. If I have a conversation with a special guest, that's what I want to call it, a conversation. Not like, I'm interviewing you, right? I think I'm all about the big question, the tough question. And you can ask the big, tough questions without being disrespectful.
That's a fact.
It's out in public. It's public information. The questions that people want to know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I interview Puff Diddy,
I'm
gonna ask him about certain shit.
He ain't gonna answer you.
Yeah, he gonna need. What they'll do is they'll prep you before. Like, don't ask me this, don't ask me that,
right,
or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, and if it gotta be like that, I really don't want to talk to you. It's not that I'm trying to embarrass you. I'm not trying to play you.
You want to get to the bottom of things.
But if you don't got nothing to hide, what you telling me not to ask you no questions? Like, why are you trying to? You know what I'm saying? You trying to modify the interview.
They trying to modify their image. They try to keep their image intact.
You trying to tell me right now? If I interview Puffs, if I talk to him, just have a conversation. I'm gonna ask him about Gene Deal, his former bodyguard.
Jesus.
Like, what the hell? You trying to? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's blowing you up. He's saying a lot of shit. That dude, like, yo, that shit is crazy. You can't answer to that? Like, what the fuck? I know to him, I'm nobody, so he ain't gotta tell me nothing, but it's only right. That's why you don't see him doing interviews just for anybody. Same shit with Jay-Z. He'll do an interview with Nori, because Nori's already compromised already. That's not the old Drink Champs no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, I see what you mean with that.
Like he's not gonna ask those questions that the people want to know. Like the Rockefeller situation with Dame and Hov, that's always gonna come up. It's never gonna end. You know why? Because Hov created that narrative. He created that gray area where, like, it's always gonna be questions in the air because all you hearing is from Dame and whoever else was a part of that situation. You never heard nobody ask Hov the same questions they asked Dame Dash.
Dame this is the difference in instances, and I'm glad you brought up the two of them. Because Dame is going up there just to tell his side of the story. He has nothing else to fucking tell. You feel me? Hov have 1,000 other things up underneath the sun to get into and accept some shit that happened like fucking 15 years ago. He don't have to bring no highlight, no nothing. He don't owe nobody no explanations in this shit. But meanwhile, Dame, he have nothing. You know what? I kind of lost respect for Dame in this last couple weeks, whatever, because he went to was it No Jumper? He went to No Jumper and gave an interview sullying Jay-Z name after Jay-Z did this NFL deal and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, first and foremost, I want to encourage all like artists and legends and managers in the game, stop going to these platforms when you can give another platform in our community to shine. That is, why would
they do that? Listen, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, because they're all in it for fame. Ain't nobody in it for shit else but fucking fame. Because you're not gonna tell me No Jumper paid this nigga to go up there and talk. He called them and was like, "Let me talk to y'all."
Listen, I think it's called VLAD, the feds, all that shit. Meanwhile, them niggas will go right on his platform and spill the beans willingly.
Crazy.
Listen, say what you want about. Say what you want about Vlad. I like the nigga.
You like him, but I got a problem with academics. Crazy.
No. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why. Meaning, I don't have an issue with him when it pertains to how he interviews people. That's what I'm saying. Fuck him personally or his views on hip hop, whatever. I don't give a fuck. He's doing his job as a journalist, or if you want to call him an interviewer or whatever. He's doing his job. All you gotta do is tell him, yo, I don't want to talk about this shit, and he's not gonna ask you. He's asking you a question, and you sitting there, you entertaining it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you about whatever I feel like asking you, and they're gonna do it because it's a big platform.
That's it. That's the only reason why. They're going to do it because it's a big platform. And guess what? Yeah. But if Vlad comes to the conversation with nothing but questions that you're not going to talk about, you don't even have an interview at the end of it. It's a lot of people go up there and they're not talking about this. They tell them, redirect the questions to the music. Let's talk about my music that's coming out. He doesn't promote music, though. You understand? Name a time Vlad has promoted music.
So whose fault is that? That's his fault or the people who's interviewed?
No, you know whose fault it is? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you going up there thinking that you're going to be talking about your album and your single that dropped and shit like that, that is not what he does.
Niggas want the scoop. They want the soup. They want the gossip. They want the tea. Niggas, they don't want to hear about your bum-ass music. They don't want to hear about that.
That's crazy. Cause this is entertainment. That's what you're supposed to be hearing about. And
look at all the rappers he's interviewed, right?
And look at all the rappers he's got locked up.
He didn't get nobody locked up.
Yeah, I feel as if he got Ab locked up, Ab locked up. I feel as though because like, yo, why guide the situation? Why guide?
He ain't get nobody. He ain't get nobody locked up.
See, y'all be vouching for the nigga on the low because y'all like to see artists fall.
Somebody locked up. You call him the feds. He's asking you a question and you're dumbass.
Let me tell you the situation with Vlad and why he's been called the feds, right?
These fake
Here's a conversation.
They can't wait to get in front of a camera and open their mouth, dude.
Listen, even if you don't incriminate yourself on camera with Vlad has people in the room that are associated with the police, that are the police, that are listening to your crew, that are watching your crew and seeing if y'all talk out of turn, huh?
If you know that, why would you walk into a room and you know that nigga the feds or he got niggas around him that's cops? Why would, if that was the case, I'm just saying, because I don't know.
So who should go on his shows? This is what I'm saying. If we stop doing that, we will crumble his platform. I've been calling for a boycott of that shit because I don't even think regular niggas should be on there like that. The little boozies that's up there every week.
You want to boycott something?
Yeah, I boycotted the nigga for the last 3 years. Fuck him and his platform. The only reason why I give him any burn, man, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sorry to cut you off. The only reason why I give him any burn is because he is the number one force behind the loudspeakers network. Let's get this shit fucking right. He makes a lot of money for loudspeakers. That's it.
Yo, you're crying right now. You're crying.
Man,
like
fuck all of that.
Right now.
So let me tell you.
That nigga called you for an interview. You're gonna fucking go over there.
Vlad calls you for an interview, you gonna go. So why, if I'm regular nigga not doing shit, I'm gonna go up there for an interview? You don't think so you think artists should turn down? You don't make no fucking sense. If he calls you for an interview, he doesn't promote music. He wants to talk about you and your life is that you a real nigga. What you supposed to be up there for?
I don't have nothing to hide, one, and two.
That's because you ain't never did shit. That's different.
I'm not. No. I don't do anything currently in regards to the street or whatever.
Okay, good.
I'm done with that. So I can even if I was active or still active, I know what answers to fucking like I know what answers to tell him. And
you don't have no interview at the end of the day if you're not giving up no goods. He ain't gonna put out the content that he roll with you just because he asked you to be there. You will be on the cutting room floor and I'll be a rap and niggas probably won't never ask you for an interview nowhere else again. That's all happens with Vlad.
Worst case scenario, just turn it down. Why do niggas constantly sit on his couch? Street niggas like that. It's not no regular niggas.
Amen.
Niggas sit on his couch.
I have always asked. It's the same reason why nigga go on Queens Flip and expose the whole side of the game. It's the same reason why niggas will do all of that shit. But I've always said I don't know what is the check involved with Vlad.
Queens Flip is a knockoff of Vlad, my nigga. He's doing the same shit that Vlad is doing.
I just brought him up for that fact. So what do you mean? I know that.
Same shit, but niggas is going on there, right? Because it's a platform. Or he got a plug where he's getting them niggas in or whatever.
Niggas starstruck. They just want the fame.
Niggas talking street shit on there, like.
Yeah, man. I've been listening to a couple of joints on there.
So what's the difference? I don't see nobody boycotting Queen Flip. He's doing the same shit.
Hey, man. It's crazy.
Because he's white?
Yeah.
He's white.
Let me tell you, that's why. Because he's white.
So what?
He a vulture. There's a vulturism quality going on there.
Pick and choose who to give passes to, man.
Man.
He nigga doing his job. Why he's a vulture? Because he's more successful at what he's doing than you are?
Because he had never put nothing fucking valid. Name one valid situation he's put out there. One valid interview. One thing that fucking changed anything. One thing that you learned something about. No. You hear a bunch of niggas up there incriminating themselves, and I'm supposed to respect that shit? Get the fuck out of here.
Criminals. You got criminals.
Hey, yo, this is hip hop. 99% of people involved are in the underworld.
No. The nigga be solving murder cases in his interviews, bitch.
He said, what murder cases? Man, shut up, man.
What fault is that? Nigga, yo.
Nigga fucking Fresh Live, this shit should be on fucking the Discovery Channel. That nigga is straight fucking First 48.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter. He just recently did an interview with Keefe D. The nigga who got issues with Pac or whatever that allegedly, whatever, probably had something to do with that shit. Right? He's sitting there telling him over 2 hours sitting there talking to him about shit, right? Every now and then he'll say, like, I can't, no comment. I can't talk about whatever. But, yo, it's a street dude. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, Vlad is somewhat valid to them.
Then he not valid. He's valid to anybody who want. Listen, there's a sidelining ass nigga that is valid to anybody in the game who wants a little bit of notoriety because their name is dying out a little bit. Like AZ sat up there and said this whole motherfucking shit on fire with his side of some story, and he's up there snitching.
He's white and he's popping.
I'm mad because it shouldn't be a venue there for us to be selling ourselves short to. That's all. That's it.
He's an exploiter. That's not.
Why do I have to fucking be okay with an exploiter? Like, why do I gotta be okay with that? Just cause you are? Because you don't got nothing better to do to sit around and wait for the fucking ding to go off on your phone to see the new Vlad interview? I refuse to watch that nigga. Fuck him. It's okay.
Listen.
It's okay.
You allow yourself to get exploited. You allow yourself by sitting on his couch or sitting on his chair in front of his camera on his platform.
Okay.
You allow
that don't mean I gotta participate in it. Everybody ain't smart. So the more people don't participate in the platform goes away. He doing that shit to shuck and jive for his community because a lot of white people watch Vlad and they like to make fun of us in our community, and that's the only reason why he doing that shit. And you're an active part of it because you said, look at these dumb niggas up there, just like the white people say on this shit.
I'm giving a nigga props.
I don't.
The niggas who sit in front of his camera are dumb, not him.
Like I said, it's you don't even see like the fine line. You take everything on there like that because it's a lot of people up there just pointing their fingers at members of our community. Look at this dumb motherfucker. Look at this dumb nigga and shit like that. And they don't look like you and me saying that shit. I don't like it. I don't got to participate in it just because he popping. It's a lot of popping shit I don't participate in too because I got moral fiber. That's all. Who? Tax was on there way too much, and even then I was saying, you know what? This is how I know the Association for Loudspeakers was in there. Let me explain something to you about contracts. Hey, yo, be quiet, man, because you want to bring up tax. You want to talk about tax was on there. I wasn't an advocate for tax being on there neither. When tax was on there, I said tax shouldn't be on there neither. Don't tell me get the fuck out of there because I've been saying it from day one, and anybody who knows me know that. This is how I know his association with Loudspeakers Network because it was contracted for Tax to go up there and say what the fuck he wanted to say if he wanted to keep his fucking podcast. Hey, yo, you need to relax for a second and let me do what I do because this is the reason why I do what I do. When somebody I revere go up there and make a fucking ass of themselves, I want to know why they would do such a thing. And this is the reason why I stopped watching Vlad was because of tax. So I'm glad that you brought this shit up.
I watch Vlad all the time.
I know you is, cause you be tap dancing in this shit too. Like you be dancing on the beach with niggas, B.
Fuck that. I hit the notification button.
Yeah, I know you do. Active participate in black on black crime in the community. It seemed like because all you want to do is get niggas locked up by watching. Crazy. I don't care. Nigga, what has he done in the community to give back or for all these niggas back that he fucking sat there and did that shit? He haven't put not one valid fucking thing together ever. He don't promote nobody properly. He don't do none of that. He did just to fucking slay and put a bad stain and create a stereotype and continue a stereotype about members of our community. That's it. You could talk now.
You're gonna shut your mouth, pack your bags, and you're gonna cone. Relax. So you talking shit now? You will be right next to me sitting up.
Where? Sitting on who?
Well, you'll be sitting right next to me in front of Vlad.
Yo, that would be the illest conversation of a nigga's life because he wouldn't ask me one question. I'd be questioning this nigga 24/7 and backing him down. I would be sitting there with my camera out filming him instead of the other way around. Don't play with me and these people. I don't get starstruck. You know, let me tell you something, man. I don't get starstruck off of people. You know why? No, it is. It is about. You think I would sit up there at Vlad and let that nigga pick apart my life? You bugging. I would pick apart his fucking intentions. That's what I would do. Let's get it.
You answer what you want to answer.
I'm not answering shit if I go to Vlad. I'm asking questions. I'm going to ask Vlad questions. Fuck out of here. I ain't you. Shit, happy to be there, ass nigga. Fuck out of here. I ain't happy to be nowhere that I ain't fucking happy to be. You think I would sit there and be that nigga would be sitting? I would be right in front of the camera with the fucking saltiest look on my face, asking this nigga what his true intentions is in the game. Don't mix my motherfucking self up with you. You would be happy to be there for a nigga fucking slap you on the back of your bald ass head.
I be sitting there cheesing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you be cheesing because you just like the fucking rappers and shit. Till he start asking you some real shit. What you gonna do? You gonna expose yourself? Yeah, that's what it sound like you gonna do.
I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
He bring up some obscure fact about you or some shit like that. You be happy to tell about your fucking glory days in the field. Fuck out of here.
That's what niggas want to hear.
Nah, I don't want to tell niggas that shit. Niggas that know that. That's what I said. Hey, yo, it ain't no such thing as no fucking glorification of what you did in the game until you get locked up. Stemming to the beginning of our situation, of our conversation.
I'm not on paper, so
it ain't none of that shit. My jacket is always clean, nigga, and my slippers is me, nigga. Fuck it. And I paid a grip for these jeans, nigga.
I'm not active.
Fuck out of here.
I'm not active. I'm just telling a story.
I'm not active. There's certain things out there you don't gotta be active for that they still put you underneath a fucking jail and put you in a tight situation for. You gotta learn that shit too.
I'm not gonna incriminate myself though.
Yeah, I know. You sound like you gonna be spotting and grinning up there for Vlad and shit like that. Fuck out of here. Put me on a real nigga podcast. I go bust a nigga upside his head when the shit go wrong. When he want to put the title work.
Get me in trouble.
Yeah, when he want to put the title work down there as, oh, so-and-so got the game from so-and-so and you get fucking arrested. Let me go on a real nigga's platform so I go there bust him upside his fucking head for doing that shit.
You ain't busting nobody.
Nigga, you don't know me like that. You be the first one made an example of try to put me on some Vlad talking about grinning.
You coming with me? We going to Vlad.
Yeah, alright, man. Yeah, set it up. That be the illest. And make sure we got our own camera crew there. Set up. Put all the particulars in the fucking in the contract because I ain't sitting there answering none of this nigga questions. I want to know why the nigga got Rollo locked up. I want to know why the nigga got AR put on the spot. I want to know a couple of things coming from Vlad, not just him want to know some shit about me. Fuck out of here.
They blew themselves up.
Who's rambling? I said I want to know why they put them on the spot. I want to know why the question was asked for them to be put on the spot. Mind your fucking manners when you talking to me, Mad.
They put themselves on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't force them to be there.
It's all good. Let's drop the conversation because ain't nobody gonna fucking ask Vlad to do shit. If I see Vlad in the street, 90% of niggas don't even know what Vlad look like. Like, fuck out of here.
Vlad.
You are Vlad. Fuck it. You Vlad now. You the boss. You the
I'm Vlad. Call me Vlad.
You Vlad. Fucking Mad Vlad. That's you right now. Mad Vlad.
Mad Vlad.
You silly ass nigga, B. Me and you got two different moral compasses in this shit.
Shut up. I'm going there. Nigga call me. Yo, we out.
Yeah, I know you gonna go up there. You nigga. I'ma sit there and I'ma expose all of that shit. You don't got real good motherfucking track record on niggas videos and shit, Mr. Pop shit and apologize ass nigga at the battles and shit. You don't got a real good track record on no fucking body's video. Let's get into that. Like, nah. It's all good. You crazy.
My track record is fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I know. That's the problem.
I don't hide nothing. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I know.
You coming with me though. You coming with me.
It's all for the money. Is you with me? Yeah, that's you.
You coming with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up there. You gonna be upset and you gonna take it personal after. I might have to throw you a couple. I might have to throw you a bag to settle you down after we go to Vlad. I ain't beat.
She got a big mouth. She's talking shit.
Yeah.
Typical. Come on, Vlad. Let's talk. Stay in the background.
I'm going to listen to y'all looking salty as sick. And anytime I get a chance to open my mouth, that shit going to be some hatred. I tell you that. I ain't going to lie to you. But shit.
I'm out of here.
All right, man. Let's wrap this shit up because we've been up here a little while and shit like that.
No doubt.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to On The Frontline Pod on YouTube. Make sure you holla at me at L_S_C_D_ on Twitter. Holla at mad_D_slander. And shit, we gonna hit y'all with another episode soon enough. You feel me? Make sure you correspond with us. You hear, like, you got anything to say about anything that we saying? Make sure you drop it on the timeline. Make sure you hit us up in the YouTube comments.
They know they can holla at me. Holla at me. They know I'm accessible. Holla at me.
Yeah, you gonna get touched.
Shut up. I'm going to Vlad, nigga.
Yeah, alright, man. Tell Vlad I said he ain't shit, but mad willing to speak to him on wax.
I'm going to Vlad.
Alright, you guys, we out of here, man.
I want my shine time. Fuck that.
Man, fuck all of that shit. We shining over here, nigga. We ride spinners. Anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Everything is groovy. And shit, we'll be seeing you guys around.
Alright, you already know. Peace.